Today we're doing live crypto TA, and I also have a very big announcement, something that a lot of you have been waiting for months. First of all, I want to welcome everyone that is here. Pop in the chat and say hi. Hima's here, Dodi's here, my favorite people. Now, don't forget to like this video and support me in growing this channel. Okay, so here it is. My trading indicators are finally live and they are available for you guys to purchase. I've been testing them and developing them for over 3 months now, and I can finally say they're ready for you guys. You can get them. With these indicators, you can literally level up your trading so much. This is all I use. Your trading analysis is literally going to go to the next level with these indicators. Okay, they're a package of 3 indicators that I use every day, and I will cover with you how you can use them today in this video. All right. In a bit, I'm also going to let you know how you can get extra discount on these indicators, which is going to be available, I thought, only today and tomorrow. But for today and tomorrow, I'm going to let you know, guys, how can you get discount on the indicators. Now, let's see who's here. Sarish, Sebastian, oh my God. All my OGs. Mark is here as well. Nice. Am I saying that I look amazing? You look great too every time I've seen you on the Zooms. By the way, we should do the Zooms again, right? On Discord. We haven't had that in a while. So yeah, everyone who's part of my community on Discord, we're going to do Zooms. I used to do them before once a week with you guys, and it was so much fun. We loved it. We loved it. And there we used to talk with like all the people, like about their experiences in trading. And it's just, you know, it's hard. And I've been saying, like, you know, when you're trading, it's a lonely game, honest. So you need a community and you need a good mentor. AK me. Dodi says the queen. You guys, I've missed you so much. All right, cool. Shall we get cracking? Because we had CPI today. And I had 2 requests actually on Discord that I'm going to cover. One was to look at Floki. So we're going to look at Floki today. And the other one was to talk about CPI a little bit, which we had come out, what was it, a couple of hours ago, or 1.5 hours ago, something like that. And Hima has been actually testing the indicators. He knows that they work really, really well. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. CPI. All right. So that was scheduled to be released today. You guys, we had it at, what was it? Yeah, 1.5 hours ago. Now, we were expectations forecasts were 2.9, right? For the CPI today. Usually we tend to get either crypto dump or pump when that happens, right? We had expectations 2.9. We had last month 2.9. Now, to explain to you guys, below 2.9%, that's bullish, right? For example, if you get 2.5%, strong upside, okay? Anything above 2.9, that's bearish, okay? Let's say, for example, 3.5, that will be sharp downside. Now, today we got 3, right? That's yearly. We got 3. So price moved down. We're going to look at the chart in a little bit. But we spoke about last week what consumer price index is, and that measures the inflation, right? How fast prices are rising or falling, right? And central banks are watching this closely to decide interest rates, and the Feds, who are what? The money police. That's what we said. Right? So when we have high CPI, that means we have more inflation. That means stronger US dollar, weaker stocks, and possible rate hikes, right? And now on the opposite side, when you have low CPI, that means less inflation, weaker US dollar, stronger stocks, and possible rate cuts. All right? And then someone asked me, how to trade CPI. How can I trade CPI? Well, first of all, most importantly, you need to understand that there is going to be a lot of high volatility in trading CPI. Don't rush in. Do not rush in, right? Like compare the actual with the actual forecast with the current forecast, because CPI is usually coming with surprising market moves, right? Watch for retracements. The first move isn't always the real one. This is what I have noticed. Okay, trader is asking, where can we find the indicators? Producer. Right, I have a producer. Can you send the link to everyone so they can see where they can find the indicators, please, in the chat box? You guys? Yes? If you can drop down the link in the chat box for everyone to see how they can get it. Yeah, you guys, it should be coming. Do you have the link? You have to, yes, here it is. Here it is. Lux Algo, by the way, shout out to Lux Algo. They're huge in the trading industry, you guys, and they're the biggest in the trading indicator industry. So believe me when I tell you, these indicators are top of the notch, right, that you can get. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. How can you get discount on the trading indicators? Well, you can get discount on the trading indicators by joining Discord. Producer, drop a link for everyone to be able to join Discord, because once you join in Discord and you get your VIP role, I will give you extra discount on the trading indicators. That's only today and tomorrow. Okay, so today is the 12th, so the 12th of February, 13th of February, that is when you're gonna get your discount, okay? Tinka is in my stream. Hi, Tinka, how are you? Oh, you guys, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I just want to chat with you in the chat box. All right, let's go back to charts and see what we had CPI reaction. Well, this is the CPI candle here. Let's go on the 1 minute. This is the CPI candle here. No wonder why it's to the downside, because we had the data come higher, right? So that will indicate the sharp move to the downside. Okay, CPI is sometimes it's throwing wicks, sometimes it's not throwing wicks, but more than not, it's just a sharp move in one side direction. So this is why I like to trade CPI. I didn't trade today because I was supposed to prepare the stream. However, if you want to trade CPI or news, usually CPI is a sharp move in one direction, whereas if you have like non-farm payrolls or stuff like that, there are wicks thrown around. And yeah, with experience, you'll find out how these stuff work, right? The news. Okay, cool. Let's get on a clean chart a little bit so I can explain to you how I use my indicators. Okay, there are 3 indicators. They're called Gabi Sweep Signals, Gabi Liquidity, and Gabi Fair Value Gap and Order Block. FVG and OB stands for Fair Value Gap and Order Block. Okay, so these are price action indicators that you can use, and every price action trader will find very, very useful. The sweep signals are my own personal 4-hour strategy that I'm using to trade, develop in indicators. So how this, let's start with the sweep signals. It's very, very simple. With the sweep signals, what you're gonna get are the fractal candles on the chart, fractal candles like these. These fractal candles indicate a price point, or it's actually a 5 candle formation, right? So this is on the 4 hour. So if you go on a lower time frame, this fractal candle is developed by 5 candle formation like this, where on the one side you're gonna have higher highs, then there's gonna be a top candle, and on the other side you're gonna have 2 candles with lower lows, right? This is an example of a fractal candle like this, okay? And then the same goes for the downside, right? You have 5 candle formation like this, and this is gonna be your fractal here. Okay, so that's the first indicator, just a part of it, obviously. The strategy goes like this. You are gonna get a sweep of one of those fractal candles, okay? And after the sweep, over here it says sweep, there is candle close after that, which is going to give you a direction and a current target. So you must wait for the next 4-hour candle to close. Now, once you see the sweep, you know that you wait for the next candle close to happen, and then you will get your target, right? And that target can be here, or that target can be down here. It's super useful because then you actually have a direction on your trade. Do you guys understand? So if you're wondering what is price doing right now, just go on the 4-hour chart and then a time frame, and you can see exactly what's it doing. Now let's have a look. For example, if on the 4-hour, everything is swept right now because we had the news come in. So usually with sharp moves, there is always a sweep. So then you're patient and you wait for the next candle close, and the strategy is going to tell you, hey, are we going to go for this, or are we going to go for this high, or are we going to go for this low? And then from then on, you know, with other confluences and using the rest of the charts, Hima knows because he's tested the indicators. They're very useful. What to target. Hey, Cohorn, hello. You guys, don't forget to press the like button because this is important. We need to grow this channel. As many people as possible need to join and watch me every day and also get my indicators. And you guys, when we trade the same strategy, it's so much more easier in the community to just follow with each other, right? And if you haven't joined, join Discord because it's been very, very fun. I'm going to show you here. This is the VIP trading section, which you'll find out how to join. Super great traders. We have forex section as well. Everyone apps over there. And we have equities trading as well that is happening over there. As more to that, we have, I've created a section for VIP tutorials. Trader Eddie, Gabby, I don't understand if I'm on the VIP group. Teddy, I think you are. I think I added you. You need to learn how to use Discord, mate. Now, I'm not going to create a tutorial for that as well. Yeah, so we have tutorials here in crypto, forex, and futures, which are under development. But now I've created, we have one tutorial done here on Bluffin. So it's going to teach you how to use the platform and exactly how to place a trade. You're going to learn about funding rates and everything. It's very, very useful. All right. In the general chat here, we are being funny. Yeah, it's really great, you guys. I just started it and we already have like 200 members. It's still a small community. So don't forget to join, right? You have the link in the chat box. And also, if you don't have the link in the chat box, go on my socials and you can click on the Linktree page, and that's where you can find how to join Discord as well. Now back to the charts. Let's find a chart. Right. For example, SUI, with the first indicator, my 4-hour strategy. Okay, we still, even though we had the drop to the downside, SUI is showing a target $3.5831. So you know that even with the sharp move down with CPI, you need to be looking for longs on SUI. This is what the indicator is going to tell you. And using my other two indicators, which we're going to talk about now, then you'll find out exactly how to enter and what are the liquidation points and where does price need to go and retrace to in order to come back and take its original target. Yeah, of course, this is not always 100% of the time. Nothing is 100% of the time, but I have tested it and this is literally my favorite strategy ever. Okay. And when you join Discord, I'll probably create tutorials to tell you exactly how the strategy is working, like all the mechanics behind the strategy, so you can understand what is happening. Okay, now let's move on. Indicator number 2. That's the liquidity indicator. You get a package of 3, right? You buy them by the package only. Okay. So this would be the liquidity indicator that I use to mark liquidity on the charts. It's actually, the cool thing about this is that you can find it on every single time frame. So right now we're on the 4-hour time frame, and the liquidity is going to show only on the 4-hour time frame. Cool thing is you can also see past liquidity as well. So you see how price reacts to past liquidity, such as this one down here or this one here, right? These are all liquidities that have helped us with TA. And then more to that, you will see support and resistance areas such as these, right? Dashed lines, right? Support and resistance. You're going to see these ones as well. So you know where price is most likely to react. So now looking at this, we know that we have a target up here, which is 3.5831 on SUI, but we also have a resistance level just here above it, right? So what is that telling you? That is telling you that potentially price is going to take that target and then it's going to start retracing, right? You can use that indicator on a lower time frame to find out the rest of the liquidity. Also, another cool thing about this indicator is that it's going to show you the Asia sessions high and Asia session low, right? You have how many sessions do you have? You have the Asian session, you have the New York session that we care about, right? We care about the Asian session, we care about the New York and London session. So before the London session, you have the Asia session, which is trading usually very weird. So the highest level of the Asia session and the lowest level of the Asia session are very important points of liquidity, not only for crypto, also for forex markets and equity, right? Because as soon as the exchanges in Asia close, the exchanges in London open, they are looking to liquidate those points and then potentially reverse price. Okay. So here we can see what happened, for example, with SUI before the news. Price was manipulating that it's going to go and take the liquidity here, the highest point of Asia, right? And it didn't, at least here. What are we looking at? We're looking at MEXC chart, at least here, right? So that would be considered as manipulation, and then price went down, straight down to take the liquidity, which is the Asia low. These are price action indicators that are absolute necessity for everyone. Now, if we go on the 15-minute time frame, here is how you see the liquidity working in action, right? This was a liquidity created this high right here. So you know, we are here before CPI. This is the CPI candle down here. This liquidity is developing before CPI. Minutes before CPI, the last 15-minute candle before CPI, what does price action do? It takes the liquidity, which is here, takes the liquidity, and then completely just dumps, right, with CPI news. Now, you're going to tell me this is coincidence. Well, it's not. This is how price action works. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything is calculated. Even news are calculated, right? They're just like tools to get price where it needs to go. Okay, same thing we can see here with this liquidity developed. We have price move down, take the liquidity, which is here, and then rip to the upside. So these are very, very important points. All right. And on the lower time frame, it just gives you a better understanding on where to get your target, which is on the 4-hour, determined on the 4-hour chart with the sweep signals. All right. So that's for that indicator. And the more you use it, the more you're going to start understanding what price is doing. All right. And to add more of it, we have the third indicator, which is the fair value gaps and order blocks. Now, you don't want to have them all together at the same time because it's going to be very confusing for you guys. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to mark. Let's move this away. This is a SUI short that I'm planning to take. Now, with the third indicator, again, the most important price action indicators that everyone is using, every price action trader is using, right? These are the order blocks, breaker blocks, and fair value gaps, right? If you don't know what these means, all these stuff mean, I'm going to teach you guys. That's not a problem. Now, the most important thing for you to remember is that the red blocks are bearish order block and the green ones are bullish order blocks. Now, usually what I like to do is I like to mark them, such as with this box down here. I just mark them. This is a buy zone, for example, and that's how I know that when price retraces back to my buy zone, with the other confluences, with the liquidity and with the 4-hour strategy, I would know that it's time to take a buy, right? Obviously, you'll be wanting to trade on a high volatility session, such as the New York session or the London session, right? You don't want to be trading that in Asia, for example, because you want to see all the liquidity points, including Asia high and Asia low. Does that make sense, you guys? So you see, and the good thing with that indicator is that you can go in settings, all of them you can see the settings or whatever, but you can choose the order block time frame that you want, right? It can be on the 1 day, it can be on the 12-hour, on the 4-hour, and if you're scalping, you can even go on the 1 minute, 30 seconds, 15 seconds and see all the order blocks. Because what is price? Price is fractal, right? It has a fractal nature. So it means whatever happens on a higher time frame, it will happen on a lower time frame as well. Does that make sense? So depending on what you're doing, swing trading or scalp trading, this indicator is an absolute necessity, right? And then another thing that you're going to see here is a yellow block, and that will be a breaker block. Now, I don't see a breaker block here, but sometimes they happen and they're also very, very important. Okay. I'm pretty sure Bitcoin had a breaker block. Yeah. Bitcoin had a breaker block, which is just here, right? Just here. This one that used to be bullish turned into a breaker block. So what does that mean? When price retraces, just like this candle here, let me zoom in so you can understand better. Right? This block here used to be a bullish order block. Now price broke through it with this candle, so now it turns into a breaker block. What's a breaker block? A breaker block is a block which happened before price broke down to the other side. So what are you looking for? You're looking for candle retrace like this. Look at it. It's actually to the T. You're looking for a candle retrace, which was this candle. And you know that once it reaches the breaker block, which is here, right? You see it probably very lightly, but you can change the colors and everything however you want. I can see it with my eye because it's trained. You see a candle retrace to it, tap into it, and it's ready for a short, right? In this case, that was a scalp trade, which is also fine. Right? Now, the interesting thing about breaker blocks and order blocks is what is important is that you watch if they are wicked, right? They can be wicked very, very deeply, and that's fine. As long as there is no body close below or above a breaker block, they're still valid, right? That's very important. Now, with this indicator, you also, on top of everything, you get the bullish and the bearish fair value gaps. Right? What are fair value gaps? 3 candle formation where there is space in between the third and the first candle, right? So that's a very strong move to the downside or to the upside that is usually involving institutional trading, and that leaves price imbalance, right? And we want to see that price imbalance revisited. And if it's a bearish fair value gap, we want to see a continuation to the downside after a tap in that bearish, right? In that bearish fair value gap or bullish. Same. Like for example, with ETH, we had this drop down, and if we go on the weekly, right? if we go on the weekly, let's have a look. We had this massive fair value gap here, right? Here there was a massive, now you can't see it anymore because it's not valid anymore, but there was a massive fair value gap here, right? And then price tapped into it straight here in a resistance level, and then it reacted. So this was a great trade, right? Great trade to the upside, right? How do I know there is liquidity here? How do I know that it's liquidity here? How do I know that there is a sell zone here? All of that I know using the indicators that I just showed you guys, okay? So it's very, very powerful, and I'm so glad that I can share it with you guys. And yeah, you have the link now in the chat box or anywhere, I don't know where you have it. He was laughing at Crypto Fart. Yeah, his name is funny. Okay, because I promised one of our people, I'm gonna look at Floki, but from now on, you guys, if you want any sort of like, if you guys want any chart requests or anything like that, what you need to do is you need to go to the pinned message in the chat box, which is Botrix, whatever /tip, and then tip me, and then your message is going to appear literally in the middle of the screen, and it's going to be, we can see it, and we're also going to be able to hear that message. And that way I'm going to look at any chart you guys want me to, but you have to use the tip box for that. All right, let's look at Floki. Floki on, what are we looking at? I changed the color here and nobody cares. Okay, let's remove that drawing here, which I don't remember what it was from a long time ago. All right, whoever asked for Floki, let's look for Floki. Floki is not looking great. You know what's looking great? Dodge is looking great, but Floki is not looking that pretty at the moment. Using the liquidity indicator, we can immediately see why is this happening, because price needed to go all the way down and take this low on Floki. Does that make sense? We're looking at the weekly. So by the way, any liquidity that you see or order block or breakout block on a higher time frame, you need to understand that these ones are very, very strong. Okay, so that liquidity in particular was just inevitable because it was on the weekly time frame. And now if we open our other indicators, we can see that price is currently trading into an imbalance, right? This is the imbalance here, weekly imbalance. And then we have one more, well, actually 5 more probably to the downside. So, but what are we also observing? What are we also observing? We're also observing that we have a buy zone here, right? That finishes here. And the price is trading in it right now. Okay, so what could happen here is that price can still bleed to the downside, just like this candle, bleed to the downside, and then wick this area and close a body above. If that happens, if we have a body close above or within this bullish breaker block on a higher time frame, this is going to be looking very, very good for Floki. And if we don't, this is starting to not look so great. Okay, and then the next potential buy zone for Floki, again using the indicator, is going to be all the way down here. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but I can see it with my eye what the indicator is telling me, all the way down here. And by the way, the stronger the breaker blocks, the breaker blocks are when they're used in combination with a fair value gap imbalance, right? So this zone is very strong. So in case we have a massive drop with Floki, a great buy zone will be within this mini buy zone here, down here, right? And tap into one of those fair value gaps. It's either going to be this one or this one. That's the strongest, more secure buy zone in case price starts dropping, right? So this is how you can use the indicators for a higher time frame. And like I said, the 4 hour is the 4 hour. And if we go on the 4 hour with all our drawings, remove all the unnecessary. And on the 4 hour chart, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. On the 4 hour chart, we can see that just like with Bitcoin, we had a sweep now. So we need to wait for the subsequent candle close on the 4 hour to give us a direction. And then we're going to know if price is going to go back to the buy zone or if it's going to go down and take this low down here. For scalp trading, this is really, really useful. What is the price for the indicators package? It's actually super cheap. I decided I had so many options, you guys. I could have sold them for you for like $50 for the 3 package, but I decided not to because I know everyone is like paying already. We're all paying like TradingView subscriptions and stuff like that. So I decided to go with the cheapest option possible, which was $19.99 per month. You can use the whole indicators and then you can buy them for the whole year with 30% discount, which is the same thing that Elon Musk is doing with Twitter, right? Like you can buy, I forgot, some packages with advertising or whatever. You can pay monthly, very, very high. Actually, it's not the same because it's super high. Or you can have 30% discount on monthly. Okay? You guys, come say hi in the chat. I want to know everyone who's here. I know we have a lot of viewers. I can see here there is 200. I don't know who is from X, who is from YouTube. I don't care. I just want to see you guys. I wonder if anyone who's on X can actually chat on here and we can see it on screen. So anyone from X, can you just type something like I'm from X or whatever so I can see if the chat works? That would be absolutely great. It will be great. We'll make this stream super great again. Yeah, so $19.99, you guys, you can buy them. Again, if you go on my social media channels, you can find where to buy them, right? There's going to be a Linktree link, and that is where you can get the indicators. Well, I hope this was useful for you guys. Let me go full screen. I hope this was useful for you guys, and I absolutely loved having you here again. This was my 3rd stream ever. Today, hopefully, nobody complained. I don't think that we had any sound issues or glitches or whatever. I think everything was absolutely perfect. I'm having so much fun, and yeah, I'm super happy that you have the indicators now to buy. And yeah, I want to see you guys in Discord. Come say hi, join me. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. And that's this button, I think.